Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamnatira Vanachari Yamnatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Prabhupada Astaja Shishimad, His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki, Ananta Gaura Vaishnavanda Ki Jai, Namacharya, Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, ISKCON Founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Prem Sagaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shamakum Radhakum Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Shri Maya Pranav Dham Ki Jai, Ganga Maya Ki Jai, Jamuna Maya Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, ISKCON's 50th anniversary celebrations Ki Jai. How glorious some of the devotees, how glorious some of the devotees, how glorious some of the devotees. How glorious to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this morning we're reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 5, the meeting of Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva, text number 5. Somangalaya, Somangalaya, Giro, Vipra, Suta, Madgada, Vandinaha, Gayakas, Cha, Jaghur, Nedur, Biryo, Dundubayo, Muhu, Samangaya Garo Vipra, Sutta Maghada Vandinaha, Gayakascha Jaghur Nedur, Biryo Dundubayo Muhu, Samangaya Garo Vipra, Sutta Maghada Vandinaha, Kaya Kascha Jagur Nedur, Biryo Dundu Bhayo Muhu, Samangaya Giro Vipraha, Sutta Maghada Vandinaha, Kaya Kascha Jagur Nedur, Biryo Dundu Bhayo Muhu. Shutamagala Vandita. Gayastajana. Mataji's. Okay. Samangaya Gira, whose chanting of mantras and hymns purified the environment by their vibration. Vipra, the Brahmanas. Sutta, experts in reciting all the histories. Magadha, experts in reciting the histories of special royal families. Vandinaha, general professional reciters. Gayaka, singers. Cha, as well as. Jaghu, chanted. Nedhu, vibrated. Berya, a kind of musical instrument. Dundubhaya, a kind of musical instrument. Muhu, constantly. Has anybody heard of this Berya? You've heard of this before? What is it? Oh, it's a stringed instrument. Okay, translation. There's actually, let's see here, 2 verses with no purport, and then the 7th verse has purport. Translation. The Brahmanas recited auspicious Vedic hymns, which purified the environment by their vibration. The experts in reciting old histories like the Puranas, the experts in reciting the histories of royal families, and general reciters all chanted, while singers sang and many kinds of musical instruments like the berries and dundubis played in accompaniment. Text number 6. Vraja samrista sangsiksta dhara radhira grahantaraha Chittadvaja pataka strak Jayala palava dharanai. Translation. Vrajapur, the residence of Nanda Maharaj, was fully decorated with varieties of festoons and flags, and in different places gates were made with varieties of flower garlands, pieces of cloth, and mango leaves. The courtyards, the gates, near the roads, and everything within the rooms of the houses were perfectly swept and washed with water. Text number 7. Ghavo Vrsa Vatsa Tara Haridha Thaila Rusitaha Vichitra Dhatu Bharg Hasrag Vastra Kanchana Malinaha. Translation. The cows, the bulls, and the calves were thoroughly smeared with a mixture of turmeric and oil, mixed with varieties of minerals. So you can get the picture there that, turmeric is very orange, right? So it says here, thoroughly smeared with a mixture of turmeric and oil. So they're all orange. All the cows and bulls were very orange. Their heads were bedecked with peacock feathers, and they were garlanded and covered with cloth and golden ornaments. So much opulence. You see how wealthy they were. All this cloth and golden ornaments with garlands. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has instructed in the Bhagavad Gita 1844, Kristi go raksha vanijam, Vaishya karma subhavajam. Farming, cow production, and trade are the qualities of work for the Vaishyas. Nanda Maharaj belonged to the Vaishya community, the agriculturalist community. How to protect the cows and how rich this community was are explained in these verses. We can hardly imagine that cows, bulls, and calves could be cared for so nicely and decorated so well with cloths and valuable golden ornaments. How happy they were. As described elsewhere in the Srimad Bhagavatam, during Maharaj Yudhisthira's time, the cows were so happy that they used to muddy the pasturing ground with milk. This is Indian civilization. Yet, in the same place, India, Bharatvarsh, how much people are suffering by giving up the Vedic way of life and not understanding the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Jnanatimarandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshram Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Mukam Kurtivachalam Pongundang Hayate Garim Yat Kripa Taraham Bande Shigurum Dinataranam Vancha Kalpa Tubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanevya Vaishnavevyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I thought I'd say a little bit about text 5, although there's no purport. It says here that Brahmanas, they recited Vedic hymns which purified the environment by their vibration. So this chanting of hymns is very purifying, and there's one hymn that is the most purifying, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Iti Sadasikam Name, Kalikam Asanasanam, Nata Paratra Sarvavidesha Jishite. It's described that this chanting of Hare Krishna, it can relieve one of all sin-free actions. And if one wants to become free of all the contamination of this age, then there's no alternative than to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. And Prabhupada mentioned that this sound vibration, it circumambulates the planet 7 times. It's like inconceivable. And there's a lot of devotees chanting, just like when we're chanting here, on the other side of the planet they're sleeping, but when we're sleeping they're chanting, so it's constantly going, this chanting of Hare Krishna. So it's purifying the atmosphere, and therefore we see there's a change actually taking place in the world. There's vegetarianism. I was talking to one devotee yesterday. There's about 20 million vegetarians now and vegans in this country. So this is the effect of this Hare Krishna mantra, and throughout the world, of course, so much more. So this is purifying the atmosphere. Just like we have book distribution, people are hearing the holy name, hearing the philosophy, and then we're having Harinam, nice Harinams around the world. I don't know if I mentioned it here last time I was here, but in Russia they tried to stop all religious activities outside of temples and churches. It was a law passed. So devotees were in big anxiety. What's going to happen now? So not long ago, one book distributor was stopped. He was arrested and went to court. And we had a good lawyer, so he won. We won the case. Haribo. So that set a precedent. Huh? That was, are you sure it was Omsk? Oh? Okay, yeah. So that's auspicious. It's the only city in the world that starts with Om. Omsk. They have a very nice temple. It's the only place where we have Radha Krishna deities also. In all of Russia, they have Gornitai usually. They have Radha Krishna there in Omsk. So many ways the non-devotees will try to stop this transcendental vibration and this distribution of Srila Prabhupada's books, but we keep on winning by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this chanting of Hare Krishna is very, very important for our purification and for the purification of others. They don't know. People are walking by the Harinam and they don't know that they're getting some purifying injection into their ears by which they get purified, inconceivably. And people don't know, they get a book, and they don't know that just by touching the book, by reading the book, giving a donation for the book, they're getting purified. So this is the effect of this movement, that people are getting purified. And Srila Prabhupada, he once said that there's another mantra which is more powerful than the Hare Krishna mantra. Besides Arti, does anybody know which mantra that is? And of course, Brigapati, all the Prabhupada disciples, they all know. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda. A very powerful mantra. So one devotee asked Prabhupada, if that's more powerful than the Hare Krishna mantra, then why aren't we chanting Panchatattva mantra instead of the Hare Krishna mantra? And Prabhupada said, because Lord Chaitanya told us to chant Hare Krishna. So why is it that this mantra is more powerful? Can anybody say why? Besides Archita? Yes. Because they don't take offenses. Very good. Anything else? Yes. They're more merciful. Yes. Lord Chaitanya is very, very merciful. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that this knowledge should not be given to those who are not devoted to me, who are not engaged in devotional service, who are not austere, and there's one more. Huh? Who are not austere, who are not engaged in devotion, who are envious of me. Those four. Those who are envious of me, they should not be given the Bhagavad Gita. So that pretty much wipes out everybody. Right? I mean, who's austere now? Everybody's envious of Krishna. So Krishna's he's a little strict in this, and who should get this knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita. But what does Lord Chaitanya say? Ata eva amyagyat dulunsapakare. He says, this knowledge should be accepted by everyone and distributed to everyone, everywhere. He says, everyone should accept this Krishna consciousness and distribute it everywhere to everyone. So that's pretty merciful. Huh? So Lord Chaitanya is very, very, very merciful. So he wants everybody to get, and he was doing it himself. In India, he was going all over India chanting, Krishna, 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 hey. Krishna, 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 hey. Krishna, 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 Rakshamam. Krishna, 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 Pahimam. So he was going all over, chanting, also the Hare Krishna mantra. He wanted this, of course, this is Kali Yuga, so Lord Chaitanya is very merciful. And there's another reason why, or there's a specific reason why Lord Chaitanya is so merciful. Because Lord Chaitanya, generally the incarnations are Krishna, but Lord Chaitanya, he's Krishna and Radharani. And Radharani she's the embodiment of compassion. She's the tender-hearted counterpart of Krishna. So she's very, very merciful. So when you got that combined, Radharani and Krishna, then you have a very, very merciful incarnation. And that's why we have this Hare Krishna movement. Why is it that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was instructed, Srila Prabhupada, spread this Krishna consciousness all over to the English-speaking world? Why did Prabhupada do that? Because Lord Chaitanya's instruction, Yare Deka Tarika Krishna Upadesh, Amara Agyayagur, Hanatare Des. Instruct everyone of the teachings of Krishna as they are given in the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam. In this way, become a spiritual master and liberate everyone in the land. So this is Lord Chaitanya, very merciful. So we're fortunate to have this knowledge, and we're fortunate to also have this opportunity to give it out to others. It's so important. Here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada, he mentions about the Vaishyas, their farming, cow protection, and trade. Srila Prabhupada said the book distributors, they also have this Vaishya mood also, because we're doing business. But Prabhupada, we just heard yesterday at Prasadam, that Prabhupada said we're not just book salesmen, but we're giving out the highest knowledge by which people can understand the highest truth. So we're not just salesmen. So therefore Prabhupada said we're also brahmanas. He said mostly we're brahmanas because we're giving knowledge. We're giving the most valuable knowledge. You go to the universities, you can't get this high knowledge. Although there are some universities that use Prabhupada's books in their philosophy courses or religious courses. Although not many, because Prabhupada's pretty heavy. But I was just in Denver, and there's a professor there that uses Ranchor Prime's Bhagavad Gita, which is also very nice, a little toned down, but it's easier for people to digest. And there's many universities that are using Prabhupada's disciples. There's Ranchor Prime. There's another also. There's another Bhagavad Gita by a. Huh? Yeah. Garuda. He also nice Bhagavad Gita. So people are hearing about Krishna in this ways in the universities. There's other translations of the Bhagavad Gita that they're also using, but there's no bhakti, there's no devotion, no understanding of who Krishna is. So in these books that we're distributing, people get an understanding of who Krishna is. So Prabhupada said the Brahmanas, mood is there, the Vaishya, and also the Kshatriya. Because we go out there and we're declaring war on Maya. It's a fight. Actually, mainly we're fighting against our own mind. Because the mind is being such obstacles to our distributing books. And therefore, so many devotees have come and distributed books, and for some reason, they couldn't continue. Why? Because of the mind. So it's a war against the mind, and it's a war against the material energy also. And we go out on book distribution, there's so many obstacles. Just like we have this, now we have this facility at the observatory up there. And we've had to go through many obstacles just to keep that. And now it's going nicely. So many places and universities also, they try to stop us. I go to universities and distribute books, and sometimes they'll try to stop me at public universities. And I ask them, is this a public university or private university? Oh, it's public. Oh, okay, then don't we still have the First Amendment right? Freedom of speech, freedom of religion? Yeah. Well then, why are you giving me a hard time? So you kind of challenge them. Oh, okay, never mind, it's okay. We have to know what our laws. Actually, this country is the only country in the world where we have this facility where we can go to any public forum and distribute Prabhupada's books and have Harinam. Even in India, they'll stop you. You can't do it. Barred bars. So it's a great facility we have, and therefore all over this country, thousands, actually millions of books are being distributed in the universities and the concerts also. So it's great. Krishna's kind. Prabhupada is actually very thankful to the government of America, especially when there was that 1976, there was a court case. They were trying to stop the devotees. Actually, there was some case of brainwashing, and Prabhupada thought it was just going to be a long, drawn-out case. But in the first presentation by the devotees in court, the judge declared that this is a bona fide religion. What did he say? Anybody remember specifically? Prabhupada was so pleased with what he said. I can't remember the exact wording. But Prabhupada he was so happy with the outcome of this case. And it was over, finished. Yeah, so somehow, by Krishna's mercy, we're able to have this way of distributing Prabhupada's books. So here also, in this purport, Prabhupada mentions that how to protect the cows and how rich this community was is explained in these verses. So you could see in the past how much respect there was for the cow. Yeah. And golden ornaments and covered with cloth, and it's so nice. But there's also now there's people that are appreciating more and more the cow. I remember I was in the airport one time distributing books here in Los Angeles, and I approached one lady, and I showed her the Bhagavad Gita, and I showed her that picture how a sadhu, he sees within everyone the soul, the Brahmana, the cow, the dog eater, the elephant. And she liked that so much. She said, I have a lot of pets. I like animals. And I'm a vegetarian. And the way I became a vegetarian is I had one calf who was a pet. My favorite pet. Because whenever I would go out there to the barn, this calf would come up to me and cuddle up to me. And it had so much affection. It was my favorite pet. So then one day I went out there and it wasn't there. And at dinner I asked my father, my calf wasn't there today. Do you know where it is? He said, yes, it's on your plate. And she started crying. She pushed the plate away and she started crying. She said from that day, I never ate meat again. People don't know. Yeah. So they can actually be pets even. And of course, Krishna's cows, they were his pets. Yeah. And he knew all their names. How many cows did Krishna have? Anybody remember? In Krishna's family? 900,000. Oh. So there was one pastime where Mother Yasoda, she was feeling a little uneasy because Krishna was going out there barefoot, there's so many thorns, and of course, the gopis, they were just they were tormented because Krishna was going out there, and they felt an anxiety because Krishna's feet were touching their breasts, and they thought they were too hard, and Krishna's going out there barefoot on the ground with thorns and rocks, and it was just devastating to them. So Mother Yasoda also, she told Krishna, I'm going to get some shoes for you so the ground doesn't disturb your feet anymore. And Krishna said, that's okay, but you'll also have to get shoes for all my cows. If you're going to get shoes for me, you have to get shoes for all the cows. So how many shoes would that be? That'd be 3,600,000 shoes. So she said, all right, never mind. So Krishna was very, very, very fond of his cows, and he would protect them. Remember that pastime where there was a fire and the cows are mooing for Krishna, asking for his help. And what did Krishna do? He swallowed. He just, this is Krishna. Didn't need a fire department. Just swallowed it. Didn't get a sore throat or anything. So this is Krishna. Amazing pastimes of Krishna. So Krishna is very fond of the cows, and Prabhupada, he said, the reason that there's so many wars continuously going on is because they're killing the cow. And in India, it's terrible. One of the largest exporters of meat now has become India. This is horrible. Of course, now with this Modi, this prime minister, now I've heard that there's a couple states where it's like Gujarat, it's illegal. I think there's one or two others that have become illegal. So that's something. Hopefully they'll be able to stop it completely. Of course, it'll be difficult. This is Kali Yuga. So these, again, in this fifth verse here, it's mentioned the hymns. So there's so many nice hymns, so many nice verses that we can remember. Prabhupada, he wanted the devotees to learn verses because it helps us to understand and to appreciate the philosophy. And you just say like the first word of some verses, and it immediately the whole, just like this Tikshava Karunika, you just chant that one verse, that one word, Tikshava, and then you know the qualities of the Vaishnavas. Tikshava Karunika Sura Sarvadehinam Ajata Sattavata Santa Sadhava Sadhubhushanam. So it's so nice to learn these verses. And Prabhupada is very fond of devotees. When there was one instance, one pastime where Prabhupada was with, there's many sannyasis, and he asked the devotees for if they knew this one verse, and none of the sannyasis knew it, but one Mataji knew. And she chanted it perfectly all the way through, and he said to the sannyasis, just see, look at this. And then he was preaching again, and he asked for another verse, and again she knew the verse, and Prabhupada was so pleased with that. Prabhupada at one point, he said we should know these books like lawyers know their law books. So this is also a very nice way to know Prabhupada's books, to learn these verses. Yeah. And it helps, it actually very much helps us to understand the philosophy. There's one verse that Prabhupada would chant when he was getting ready to leave this world. Krishna tvadiya parapankuja pancharatram ajayava meva satumana sarajahang prana payana samayayu kapavati pita kanta varodana vadhau smaranam kutaste. This is King Kulashekar, right? He prays that may the swan of my mind immediately go down and get locked up with the network of Krishna's lotus feet. Otherwise, if I wait till the end of my life when my throat is choked up and my memory is weak, how is it going to be possible for me to think of Krishna? So we want to think of Krishna, right? And here in this verse, he's like, we want to be healthy, in a healthy state of mind and healthy body So Prabhupada was chanting this. Of course, he wasn't in his body wasn't very healthy, but he was chanting this verse and remembering. And now these purports that we're doing, this is when Prabhupada was so, his health was not good at all. And the purports are just wonderful, amazing. We're going to see, just we're going through here, Prabhupada's, his state of consciousness was just as perfect, just as sharp as anything. His body was breaking down, but his consciousness was right there. And I was also impressed with Vijaya Prabhu Swami. He went through that stroke, and just shortly after that stroke, I was there after he had that stroke in Mayapur. He gave Bhagavatam class, and you could see his body was completely, just devastated practically. But he was giving these nice classes, his sense of humor was there. His, very, very nice, philosophically, presented class. So it's impressive. So the more we're absorbed in Krishna, the more we'll be fixed, and nothing can shake us from that Krishna consciousness. So maybe I'll stop there. Is any question or comment? No? Okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.